The views expressed in this podcast are the views of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of Zaluso Arts.
Does this look like a viable topic? Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. This guy wasn't here.
This motherfucker. This guy. That's not
Okay. It needs to fade into the introduction. That's the thing. So, all right. Episode 13 of the Listen Podcast is upon us. We are here. We are still here. We didn't think we'd make it this far, but yeah, shout out to everyone for being around this long, for hanging with us, for listening to us. I think one time we're gonna have to do a breakdown of like shout outs to just our loyal listeners, because I know we have a few of those and they deserve the recognition. They deserve the flowers because you guys are the real heroes.
Yeah,
y'all keep us going. So yeah, welcome to the Listen Podcast, episode 13.
Now you can say teen.
What?
Now you can say teen, bro.
Oh yeah, we're teenagers now, so we're probably like getting weird feelings and things like that.
Thank you, 11 teen and 12 teen, for bringing us up.
Changes to our body now. So yeah, you're gonna probably witness a lot of those changes to how this podcast works. But yeah, so let me just introduce everyone. To my right, Kulu is here. In front of me, Miko, the voice.
What's up?
We have a comeback from Tanya. Yeah. You don't seem...
She's looking really mellow.
She's looking really mellow, really tired. She's filling in for OT, because OT is, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Tanya's here, tired as fuck.
What's up? No, that's not fair.
Yeah?
That's not fair.
But we were tired, that's fair.
What's wrong?
Nah, dude, sometimes don't judge a book by the cover. Don't we discuss this all the time? Don't we say this all the time?
Yeah.
Do we mean it?
I mean it. I say it with my chest.
Yeah, your chest. All right. What? Okay. We also have Jason Duss trying to fix up the sound, the mixing, all of that, trying to make it sound nice. The last time when I found out that Duss was actually doing his job was when I heard my voice and it felt a little deeper and I could actually stand it. That's when I was like, man's is working. But yeah.
So before you thought he was a waste of time?
Hell yeah, man! Like he was just there. Honestly, he was there for the jokes. Yeah, he was there for the jokes. Because we have a few of those. So how you guys doing? How's it been? Fill me in. I think that we've been so busy all week, we've barely had time to actually talk.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, how's it going, guys? Miko, what up?
It's going great. I'm excited. Week is over. Thank God. I'm excited for the weekend as well.
But it's not really over, is it?
No, it's not really over, but like the Friday's over and then like Saturday and Sunday and then like we start a new week. So even though like the week's not over, but it's a change of pace.
So wait, are you excited for next week or you excited for the weekend? I'm trying to...
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah, I'm more excited for next week.
I'm just excited that you got through the week. Like you actually made it.
Yeah. Thank God I'm alive. Yeah, definitely. What about you?
I don't know. It wasn't... Not much. I
barely saw you this weekend.
Yeah, I've been home most of the week, going through stuff.
I'm going through
Changes.
I don't know about changes, but going through stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything dope to say. Yeah, Tanya, how's your week?
All right,
I don't know.
let's wait. Wait, hold on. So, Akulu, remember the discussion that we had about driving safe and stuff like that? Do you wanna comment a little bit on it? You had a lot of advice to give.
Oh, and
Do you
you
wanna,
had that
like-
said the last time I was here.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. Also, Tanya has to explain a little bit on that because
What do you mean I have to explain?
Nah, because you gave us you gave us advice and a
Explain for
lowdown
what?
on like
I
drinking.
said what I said.
Yeah, what did you do then?
Huh?
What did you do? The
Guys,
same night, was it?
No.
What did you do the same night?
It was the same night.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I ain't doing
I ain't
this
doing
either.
this.
I think you've just answered this.
I haven't answered a damn
doing-
thing.
yeah,
All I
they-
know is I say
yeah.
what I said.
It ain't safe. It ain't safe
It ain't
because
safe.
the story that I'm putting out and the story that you guys want me to state here is
The thing
different.
is,
I don't know who might be
no,
listening.
you guys are trying to control the
I don't know who might
narrative
be
out
listening.
here.
Yeah, I'm
you know,
not gonna allow
and
that.
we ain't here for that.
No, sir.
Exactly.
No.
Trying to manipulate the
No way.
situation.
All right, so I asked you because I want you guys to put the story out on your own. Because if I put it out, it might come out a lot different. So
But there's nothing
I'm giving
to
you
put
the
out.
opportunity
There's nothing
to
to
put
put
out the
out,
story
though.
on your ace.
There's nothing to put out though.
I don't mind.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I don't mind what you're gonna say to who you can talk to. I mind who might be listening and who it could reach. So I can't. Then if I say it, then I'm still compromising myself. So it ain't safe. I can't.
The walls have
Okay,
ears.
all right. Details to follow, but yeah, I just I just found out that a lot of people in this podcast, basically, you must listen to the advice, but don't do what they do.
Yeah,
Don't
do as
follow
I
the
say,
action.
don't do as I do.
Exactly. That's the
Straight up.
saying. That's the saying. All right. Should we start the topics?
Whoa, I didn't even get to say how my week was. You didn't say how
My
your
bad.
week
My
was.
bad. My bad. My
You
bad.
didn't even say yours. I'm curious to know how your week was.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Start. You start, and then I'll follow.
I don't know. My week was a blur. There was there was a public holiday in the mix, so it's confusing, really. I think there was a Thursday somewhere, and yeah, that's about it.
Thursday.
I don't know.
It's like Baby Monday or something.
Yeah, that's what I had, and then I came here, because I know how to act right.
Yeah.
How was your week, Mac?
This week was pretty cool. Very busy with Miko and I have been working on a marketing project. It's going pretty well. It's one of those Malawian clients, they come to you last minute and then they still want the deliverables. And me and the team, we're just the guys that deliver. You know, so that's basically.
Yeah. So it's also been a long week for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Late nights. I had to go to Area 25 like 3 times this week or something. So that's
my life.
That's
bro.
something new.
That's my life.
To 25 every day.
Every day.
Yeah, I can't. 3 times a week
Yeah,
was a little much for me. Yeah.
Wild.
How's that wild?
People live there, guys.
It's wild.
No, there's people who live further than that. Like if you live like NRC,
Yeah.
Lumbadzi.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
But yeah. But okay, low key, I wanted to talk about this, I think last week, but then I didn't have enough of the guys that are always here because it was just me and Akulu. But I really just wanted to check on you guys' mental health and how this podcast and how, I don't know if it's even anything to do with a podcast, but it's just how time is like shaping up and how you guys feeling, man. Because I think that I need to check on my strong friends.
No, I was actually thinking that today. I was like,
Yeah.
you have to check on your strong friend. And I kept feeling like the strong friend recently,
Yeah.
So like, shit, because everybody seems to be going through something,
Yeah. Also, one thing that I wanted to like ask about is how do you kind of check on yourself? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's not all the time that you can always like have someone to talk to or things like that. But how do I know that, Mac, there's something wrong? You probably need this and that. How do I help myself out? How do I know that there's something wrong? Because I think one of the first stages of just one of the first stages is just knowing that I think something's off here.
Yeah.
How do you know? Because I think that like there are a lot of people that are fucked up and they don't even know it.
Can I just backtrack a little bit?
Go on.
In terms of the podcast, like in link to the mental health situation, I feel like by listening to the podcast, sometimes like what my opinion is when I'm listening, because I listen to the podcast in the car, like when I'm driving and stuff on the radio, and I sometimes chat back or whatever, and what my opinion is at that time sometimes tells me where I'm at. you know, in the situation. Because some, like, you can be talking about something, it's an everyday thing, and you might have felt some type of way, like one way previously, and then you feel yourself, oh, my opinion has changed. Why? You know, then you ask yourself, why? Is that growth? Is that regression? What is it? You get what I mean? Yeah. So that's how the podcast helps with the mental health thing.
Well, for me, I found that writing, okay, because like last week for me, I went through a lot of shit, man. I get the car, the, you know, the relationship, a lot of things, right? And I was just like, you know, whatever. Yeah, I thought like, I got this, it's all good. And then this weekend, it just sort of hit me like, man, I'm going through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know, and going through a lot. Yeah, we got it. So I decided, there was a point where I'm like, man, it just started to like weigh down on me. So I decided to just start writing down everything, like how I feel about different things. And I got like halfway, I go through this long list, and I'm like, wow, I'm going through all these things, and I'm not really addressing any of them, you know.
Yeah.
And that was like, it already felt good. Like, oh man, already got all this shit out of my head.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get through everything that I was actually going through. So I think it does help to find some sort of way to get it out of your head, just somewhere else. Just goddamn, there's phones ringing everywhere, man.
You know, okay, can I just, like, okay, you guys just, you know, saying that, like, Ahulu, you saying that. Like, I feel like people are always going through stuff, yeah? Like,
Especially artists, yeah?
Yeah, especially the artists. No, like, artists are just very expressive about it, right? So, like, when you talk about this, I'm like, yo, this guy's going through a lot of things, and he's okay. He's seeming okay, you know. You come into work, your shirt is pressed, you know, you're chilling, you have a fresh cut, and you're okay. That means whatever I'm going through, I can get through it as well. So I think from hearing us guys talk about it, that has just made me feel a little bit better about my issues, even though I'm not necessarily addressing them, but at least I'm not hopeless. Yeah.
Can I ask something, like, in terms of going through things, right?
Yeah.
How many things are we actually, you know, really being challenged by, and how many things are we just mocking? Do you get what I mean? Because it's like, okay, there are times when you have a bigger issue at hand that you're dealing with, but you don't want to address that bigger issue. Then let's say something like, I don't know, I'm going to use a stupid example, like you're trying to get home and that each traffic light you face is red. And then you're like, oh my God, the world hates me.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I add an example to that as well? Like when you have a bunch of keys and then you're just trying to open one door, and then each key that you try is just not working. It's not the right one. Like how bad is this that like you just can't get the right key? You're just like fucking pissed off. Like
then a bird should shit on your shirt.
Yeah.
no, but that's good luck.
That happened to Nico yesterday.
Yeah, that's good luck.
That happened to Nico yesterday.
But
That's not good luck.
But you get what I'm saying.
It's good luck.
Like there's sometimes you're actually dealing with something, but you don't want to address it. So
this nigga, he came through and it was like his shirt was like, yeah, this is a limited edition. This is a limited edition. I was just listening in. I was like, all right, nigga, wait till that bird gets like it's lunch. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Tanya, go ahead.
I was saying sometimes, we mock smaller situations and make them bigger than they are to avoid what the root of what the actual problem is.
I think I said something, we talked about this earlier. I think that's just you sort of liking the pain.
To wallow in the sorrow.
Yeah, because it's easy to wallow. It's super easy. So you just like,
easy.
I'll just keep doing this. And I think, I don't know how to proper check yourself about that, but I think like when you have some idea that, okay, this should take this much time to get over or something. But I think you should allow yourself to maybe just take a day off and just cry about one thing. But then you should know that, I mean, I can't.
Do you guys ever schedule cries?
I don't schedule it, but
guys don't do that?
I take a day like where I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Today I'm trash. I'm
trash.
Couch potato. I'm not even.
I really wish. Sometimes, like when it's overwhelming, you're like, I wish I could just burst into tears. That just doesn't happen.
I mean, you don't have to cry, but then you can, like, today I'm gonna beat myself up. Today I'm just gonna trash, like, let all the negative energy just roll.
But do you think maybe it's because, like, okay, pop culture, You know, like everywhere you're seeing, like the major artists that are breaking out, are really talking about sad stuff, and like it's just a thing to be sad.
And they literally mumble rappers literally
Yeah.
sound like they're crying.
Yeah, like there was a thing where they're like, mumble rappers all represent some sort of mental health, situation.
And they've been using that to make sales. Eh?
Yeah, and being depressed and being sad, going to therapy, seeing psychiatrists, going off your meds.
Popping pills.
Popping pills is the in thing. So maybe because we're surrounded by that so much, and us being creatives, that's where influence is coming from. We feel like, hey, I guess I should also feel like this.
I don't listen to the new sort of.
You listen to a lot of Juice WRLD. In fact,
I do not. I do not.
I heard that.
I didn't. I
This
listened.
guy will be
I
playing
listened
music for 4 weeks in this car and be like,
Nah,
nah,
bro.
bruh,
Hold
you
on,
never
man.
heard
Let
it
me
from me."
finish. Let me finish, bro. I
Anyway.
listened to Juice WRLD's first project, the first big project, and I liked a few songs, but I saw the vibe. Goody, this is the new wave now where everyone's like sad. And I didn't like that's the last thing I listened to. After that it was like what's trippy red. That was like, I think he's also sort of there as well. That's the last one I listened to. After that I was like, I don't really listen to that type of music. So I can't relate to that bubble. I think this is just
I can't be dropping receipts, but anyway, yeah,
Man,
I hear
that
you. I hear you.
Whatever,
I hear you.
man.
I hear you.
Just out on the attack today.
bruh. Like,
I like sad music.
Yeah, everyone likes
I think that like it most of the times it sounds like it comes from the heart. Like that's I feel the artist's pain and whatnot. I like a lot of exactly.
But
So
when
it's
I
really dope.
asked, like, do you schedule your cries? It's
Nah,
like
that doesn't make sense to me.
It's not like you schedule, not like it's time to cry now.
Yeah.
No, as in like sometimes you're so overwhelmed and you're not a crier in a situation when things are bleak or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes, for example, I will watch a sad movie or I know that there are songs that trigger me.
Yeah.
So then you play that song that triggers you or watch a sad movie or whatever. And then you like purge, like all your tears come out and it's triggered by that. And then like you get it out and you feel so
that
much
makes a lot of sense
lighter
now.
because you couldn't cry. Like you feel backed up.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I just sometimes I browse through certain pictures.
What type of pictures?
Just memories, like just old
Yo,
pictures.
I wish everyone could see the looks you're giving back right now.
No, but I feel you. I hear it. But I don't know. It's just one of those times where you're just like, huh. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah. Anything else?
you feel uncomfortable?
And like this,
What do you mean?
I think this is the deepest you've ever been.
Yeah, it's just
That's not true. That's not.
think
like
so,
this is a proper crying moment.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Now, like you, okay,
Okay, but I don't remember the last time I cried, so I can't really. That's why I didn't understand when she was like,
I
just
think-
get
same.
crying.
I think maybe
Yeah.
not necessarily scheduled cries, but just a time when you're being vulnerable or some shit.
Yeah.
But I'm a crier.
Can I be
That
quite?
shit feels nice. That shit feels nice, man.
I'm gonna
This
be
guy.
quite frank.
For real.
I said, what's okay? Now I'm trying to. Okay, honestly, no, I'm trying to understand Akulu's like new agenda, bro. Like, no, this guy is trying to. This guy's got a rebrand thing going on, so I'm trying to understand it. Cause okay, last week he came through. Dust understands. Last week he came through with some sort of like fuckboy energy. Cause he was like, yeah, I'm single. Look up your daughters. Look up your mothers. Look everyone. He's like, sometimes I just want her.
But he
I
just
just
said
want her.
that he didn't
That's what he said.
realize what he was going through until
Ah,
this
right.
weekend. He said that at the beginning
Disclaimer,
of the
I
chat.
did not say what this guy is saying. I did not.
sometimes you just want
You
her.
just want her. You just want her.
I
You don't want to date her. You just want
Want
her.
her.
And then so
Fuckboy shit.
That's
human shit.
yeah. Anyway,
Everybody is
so I think
feeling that.
I think that was him. That was him testing the waters. He tried it out. He saw that let me just ask me. I'll give you all the details. So he found out that girls didn't like that whole approach where he seemed to be all like insensitive and shit like that. So now he's like, yeah, I'm a crier. Sometimes I just like to cry a lot. And then he's trying to hit a sensitive vibe. But it's cool. It's cool. Do your thing, young king. Do your thing. We will not
Haters.
disrespect.
Haters.
So what works? What works best?
Okay.
What works better?
The what?
The insensitive like douchebag or the crier sensitive guy?
I think it depends on
It's not about what works best. Just be yourself. Like if that's how you feel in that moment,
your
that's
best
okay.
self.
You can be vulnerable. You can be.
Don't be yourself. Be
Everyone
your
has
best self.
days when they feel like savages. There are days when people are like, "Hoe is life," and then there are days that they're like, "No, I ain't about that." Doesn't make you a hoe. Doesn't make you a sad boy. Doesn't make you anything. Just be yourself, and that's okay.
woke.
But back to
No, but
back.
she's
Wait,
wearing
can
a
I
woke
say?
dress. You know,
That's not
that's
allowed.
like even her dreadlocks. She's got the
What's it
thing in
called
the
again?
dreadlocks.
Nah, why y'all coming
It's
for me?
a
I'm trying to
maxi
say
dress.
something
It's a maxi
sensible
dress.
here.
It's a maxi dress.
I'm trying to say something sensible
Maxwell
here.
dress.
Love Island vibe.
Yeah, exactly. That's a woke type. But yeah, go on.
And okay, this sounds, I don't know, some people might say it's cliche, but back to what helps you get through tough times or whatever, helps you with your mental health. You know how you said writing helps? I feel like spirituality helps a lot as well for those who are spiritual beings.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say religious because then it gets dicey. You get what I mean? But personally, I'm Christian, and really, when I get deep into prayer, that pulls me out a lot from darker times. It gives me like that silver lining, something to look forward to, like hope, promise, those type of things. They usually like pull a girl out.
All right, that's dope.
Yeah,
Shall we move on?
yeah.
All right. So I really I wanna. Sorry, that was deep.
I felt that like it hit. It
Yeah.
hit, it
See,
hit.
That's the church corner over there.
Yeah.
but I mean, but she did say it doesn't have to be church. Just some sort of like. Yeah. I read somewhere that just being able to meditate for like 5 minutes a day is really good for you.
Yeah.
I personally can't find 5 minutes in a day where I'm just like sitting still, not looking at my phone and doing nothing. But I've really been trying to try it out. I don't know. One time, just meditate for 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
That
I think there are different forms of meditation.
yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be always just sitting in one place and trying not to think about stuff. I think you could just be taking a walk,
when you're driving, even
Yeah,
or
you're
whatever.
driving,
Like
switch off the radio, just
And crash.
No,
My
you
God.
don't have to
Where's that-
close your eyes.
she's trying to help you.
Yeah,
She's
like
trying to
it's
help
not
you.
that you have to close your eyes or whatever, but center yourself. Yeah. No, like center
Like just
yourself.
in Indian position, just in your car driving.
Or even talking to yourself or whatever you can
Indian
do it
style.
whilst you're driving, especially if you know you're going to Old Town, lunchtime, you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Like instead of getting frustrated by the fact that you're stuck in traffic,
Yeah.
use that as a productive time. You can pray, you can meditate, you can go through your to-do
minutes without somebody trying to
lists.
All right. Oh yeah, and show you some shorts. Yeah.
windows up.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
keep the windows up, that's but AC, bruh. I ain't using my AC.
Yeah. Guess. All right. So you guys checked out the picture I just like shared on the group. So basically, let me introduce this topic real quick. Mordecai hit me one more time. He hit me like 2 weeks ago, but then the time he hit me up, we're doing the reflection, and then I kinda didn't get into this topic. But basically, you look at the picture, there's like a bunch of successful black men. These are the guys that are pushing the whole like black excellence movement. There's like Jay-Z, Kanye, Diddy, all these guys right there.
Beats.
Swiss Beats. And then they're chilling. They're chilling with the girls are like behind them. And then all the girls are light skinned. Right? So is it a thing where like if you become successful, then that's like your go-to, like then you can date like light-skinned girls? And then also hey, before y'all like hang me on the news, this is a discussion that I was having with Mordecai, and most of these points are coming from Mordecai. What's up, Mordecai? But yeah,
Throw
so
him under the
basically,
bus, why don't you?
so basically the question was like, why is it that it's even called fair skin? You know what I mean? Like light-skinned people are generally called like having the fairer skin. Does that mean like being dark-skinned is unfair skin? Like what exactly are we trying to push here and all of that? Any reactions? Let me hear it.
That's like what you're saying is the truth of the matter,
It's not
The
the
way
truth.
it is, as in not that
It's not a fact.
It's not that it's a fact, but it's a sense that when people it's a trend that has happened in the past. Yes, we're moving away from colorism and we're moving away from that, and we're trying to be like melanin popping and dark skinned girls rock and
Are
whatever.
we really moving away, or just like on
We're
paper?
trying to. Let me say we're
on
trying
paper
to.
we're moving away. But
Okay,
not
on
Okay,
paper.
and that's
yes.
interesting that Akulu brought out on paper, because the question that actually came from Mordecai was, do we treat light-skinned people differently as opposed to dark-skinned people? And especially, this goes out to women, apparently. That's what he said. Like, do we treat light-skinned women differently than dark-skinned women? And in Malawi, obviously, but also we could like relate it to everywhere.
Yes.
But yeah, go on.
You do. Not you, but like yes,
Yeah.
men do.
I think it's a global
Men
thing.
do. It's a global thing. But even me, as a woman, I probably.
Light-skinned woman, by the way. If you haven't seen Tanya, she's of the.
Okay, can I
fairer
please
skin.
address something? First of all, my skin tone is like
Look,
debatable.
you're lighter than all of us.
Yeah, I'm lighter than everybody at the table here. But for example, I went to school in South Africa where like yellow bone is literally yellow bone. Like I didn't make the cut. You get what I mean? So I come here and then everyone's like, yo, light skinned girl, yellow boy. I'm like, what? Me? Really? What? Because even in my
Nico is not amused by this conversation.
even in my
This guy is just
family,
chilling on the side. Look at him.
even in my family, I'm one of the dark ones, like the dark females in my family. So I don't identify as light skinned. But what my point was is that when I'm with a lighter skinned hun, I'm subject to being intimidated, like feeling intimidated by her. Like I'm just gonna keep it 100. Like it is what it is.
I think it's just ingrained in society, bro.
Yes,
Just
it's a
the fact-
societal
You
thing.
notice how like there's certain things where like that's a light skinned person to do. You know, like there was this thing. I don't know if it's still a thing. I don't talk to a lot of light skinned people, but
I wonder why. It's
So,
probably
like-
because of what you're about to say.
yeah, exactly. Light skinned people take forever to text. So you text her today, she'll respond 3 days later, right?
Light-skin
And-
privileges.
Yeah, light skin privileges. So and it wasn't a thing where it was.
Yo, Hesdin is nodding in the background. He's like, yes, yes. Go
sort of-
deeper.
It wasn't like in us, you know, where it's like you talk to guys as well as girls, and even people from different circles, and it's the same thing. Where like light skinned people take forever, you know. So they've already categorized themselves, and they do certain things that are light skinned people. So you know, over time, then you know, they've made themselves subject to being categorized, and you know,
Yeah.
put in a
I
certain
feel
box.
I feel like it gets so tricky because I know what you mean. It gets
Yeah.
so tricky there because I think we would need to hear their perspective too, because I'm sure because of the society that they live in and what they go through, that's why they became the way they are. You know, I don't.
I heard
don't-
something back. I don't know how true it is. Could be back in the day before like multi-party Chan in Malawi.
Yeah.
Like mixed race people, light skinned people were looked down on. Well, because apparently they feel themselves. I'm a Zivo. So it's like light skinned people, Akaledi, all that.
Looked down upon by who? The white people.
The white people and the higher powers.
yeah.
Yeah. Could they?
That sounds to me like these are just people who are confident in themselves. Because you know how even if you go
Yeah,
to
so
a
it's that.
space,
So because of that, in our society, you know how like if somebody's doing well for themselves or they feel like they're confident, they always like, I won't do my time.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
it's
what I was
a
gonna say.
result of that, and maybe that's been passed on, generation to generation. But it could be because other groups feel some type of way about themselves.
that sounds, and this is gonna sound very conspiracy type, but that could be like, yo, these white people came through and they're like, oh, we need to control these niggas, but they're too confident, so fuck them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know.
But
You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
like this thing like goes beyond just skin tone. Even like this good hair thing. If you
Yeah.
got the waves, if you got the
Yeah.
curls, if you got
The curves?
what the what?
Oh, not mind.
Did you say the crabs?
No. I said
What
the
did
curves.
you say? Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyways,
Isn't it just also just getting closer to whiteness?
whiteness. That's exactly what I was about to
Yeah.
say. So it's like
also-
an aspiration to be
Yeah.
more like the whites because they had the privilege. So that's where it stems from.
Yeah, but even like in slavery, they had the light skinned slaves that
In the
would-
house.
in the house, the house
Yes.
slaves, and then the
But
darker
we
guys
don't know
would be.
slavery in Africa. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we do. It started
like
from
that.
here. That's the thing.
Yeah, as in like we weren't enslaved here like that. The way they,
But they
No,
were still here. They were still fucking.
I
shit
get
up.
that they were here,
But,
and
I
then
mean,
we were colonized and everything.
Yeah, we're colonized. There's the apartheid in South Africa and all of
Yes.
that. That's basically where it's the same exact system. It's even more perfect than it was in the States, where they even like, you know what, you can do this and that if you're black, and you can't do this and that, and it's a law.
Yeah,
So I don't know what you mean. I feel like that's a form of slavery.
it is a form of slavery. But
Yeah.
my point was, I feel like some of these they were in the house things
Yeah.
were things that we were told by Americans.
Okay, but let me tell you
Do you
something
get what
about
I'm saying?
Americans.
No, but you understand what I'm saying.
I get
As
you.
in, like, we did have slavery here, yes,
I
and there
get
was
you.
apartheid, and it was
Yeah.
a mess. Yes, don't get.
But
me
here's one thing
wrong.
about America, bro. Like I think that I heard some speech from Akon or something where it's like America is all about marketing. They market the country. So a lot of our influences,
Propaganda.
yeah, a lot of the things we know and all of that it comes from there. Like
Yeah.
so, I think that they still kind of have an influence on how certain things are perceived, especially like pop culture and things like that. So even when you look at a female now or something, you think about a music video or something, and then you're trying to, relate that. Like even the saying that she's shaped like a Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah.
Things like that. I mean, a lot of Malawian women have that already, but they put like that, they coined it. They put a phrase to it. Now we're using it as well. Like what? Dude,
It's
anyway.
like there's this video I once saw on Facebook. This lady was talking about how, like, she was working with World Bank. I think she's from Uganda or something, and she was just like, she was in the car and the vendor came to sell her, those like charts with the alphabet and stuff for your kids, and she was like, oh, here I was looking at this chart and it said A is for apple, but where I grew up, an apple was not something that I saw every day. It's not something I learned the alphabet based on something that I could not relate to.
Yeah, yeah.
We were taught based on things that had not, like, it wasn't our reality.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, things like that. So I feel like it's the same thing. Everything came on a boat.
Yeah, and you
basically.
have the argument about kids walking into stores and not finding black dolls,
Black dolls,
shit like that.
all of
and
that.
There've been these guys. I don't want to drop names, but I hate it when I see promoters or I don't know, graphic designers designing things for people and they have white people in
doesn't make sense.
I'm like, dude, at least try, man. Like, why
Or
you?
even if they don't have, like, they can have white people, but they should have an array of.
Yeah, but then if it's just,
it's
you're
like-
marketing to a Malawi, a
Yeah,
black audience, and then you have a
exactly.
white person do like,
Yeah,
dude,
like,
have you
let-
seen?
let-
have
no,
you seen
I
that
know what
ad-
you mean, yeah.
that ad of like at Gateway, it's a white guy saying no to
Yeah.
to alcohol. It's like don't drink and drive. It's some white dude.
yeah.
Damn, bro.
But can I ask a question? If something is perceived
So yeah,
as
this is why.
if
All right, this
something-
is why Tanya and Akulu never got the message. But anyway,
If it was a black dude,
if it was a black dude on that billboard, they might
also stop.
you ain't it.
they might have.
Meg,
Cut it out.
Meg.
Okay, I'm
You ain't
done.
gotta do
Meg.
I'm done. This is it.
Like I was saying, my question is, when you go to like an establishment that is predominantly white or whatever, run by white people, don't you feel yourself though a little bit? Yourself.
I feel intimidated.
You feel no, like if you are going to be their patron, you get what I mean? Like if you're going
I
to a
feel
place
uncomfortable.
where white people are, like where they usually go, it's run by whites or whatever, don't you feel like I'm living my best bougie life?
It depends what country you're in. So if it's like if it's in Malawi, then I feel uncomfortable as fuck because that's when they kind of are like. That's when they
don't celebrate you.
Yeah, that's-
a black
that's the
person out
space where
there.
they're
They
like-
celebrate because it's exotic. Oh, you came from Africa?
Remember the time in the UK we went to? We're probably looking for like a black bar. Walk into this bar and it's just full of white people. Did you feel comfortable there?
I don't
I
mean
did
like abroad. I mean even here, for example.
it's different,
Wait,
right?
Yeah,
latitude
it's
is where white people go to latitude?
Yeah, but black people go there.
Yeah, but they go there too. But I mean, why do
It's
blacks
mostly
be
white
going to?
people.
Yes, mostly.
Like, yo,
No,
can we say this? Can we say this?
Can we? No, but you get what I mean. Like you go to latitude and you feel like I'm living my best bougie life. Right? Am I lying?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's not there. It's not because I'm with white people.
Not that you're with
You
white
know?
people, but it's like a white standard.
Nah, it's just a nice. It's just a nice place.
You're
Latitude is just a nice place. But all I'm saying is, if I go, I think Miko, you're sort of used to because I never went to like a white. I don't mean no offense. I never went to like a school with a lot of white people. I was only
Yeah, I did.
at Saints for like a year, so I'm not really used to being. I just feel some type of way. So I do feel uncomfortable if I walk into a room and I'm the only black person. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
but
feel
you're
like,
right. I mean, with I went to white school from like age 8. You know,
So how do you feel?
but
if
still,
you
sometimes I
walk
do
into-
feel. That's why I say it depends where you're at.
Yeah.
Because like I had white best friends growing up, but at their houses I was comfortable. But when they take me to other white people,
It's like
uncomfortable. Like
so weird, yeah.
you start being that guy,
Yeah,
that friend.
it's-
But then you also go to other white spaces and you're just as human as the re-
everybody else.
as
Yeah,
everybody else, and
Sometimes
you-
it's a vibe. It's cool. Yeah.
So it really just depends who you're with, and it's the same with black people. There's certain places where a room full
Yeah.
of black people, and I'm still like, hey guys, I feel very
Yeah, uncomfortable.
uncomfortable here. So it's just it's people, man. Black,
Yeah.
white, fair, unfair. It's all
Yeah.
the same.
Unfair. But I mean, look, unfair. But also, okay, two things. Latitude, I was thinking that also the pricing kind of makes you feel that you're balling. Yeah, it's not only because you're around white people or whatever. But that could be a factor. But also, have you guys ever noticed that like most times, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard it somewhere where it's like people that have lived, like black people that have lived around white people for too long, they're the guys that hate white people the most. Have you guys ever heard of that? So there's examples like Kamuzu Banda, shit like that, where they're just like, fuck these guys. Like people that go outside, they stay for a long time and then they come back and it's just like, I said, I've seen it. And what they're selling here is just,
I think it's different. Like I think for someone like Kamuzu, I think he saw good. It's one of those things where you see goody, these people can benefit me, and these people can't, kind of thing. So I think that's where he saw the value in the white people. And Dust just brought up an interesting topic about. I think basically, can black people be racist because of the way we feel around white people, and if we act different, does that make us racist? Everybody's on their phones. Somebody look at me.
I hear you.
Somebody.
Like,
So
Do you think
I
black
heard-
people can be racist?
I heard a thing where they're like, black people have gone through too much to be racist, but I still think that they can be racist. I think that
is it
racism
racism
shouldn't
or
be,
prejudice? Because that's my question. Because people are saying racism comes from a place of privilege, of superiority.
Yeah, but I would like to
Whereas-
argue that there's places like, as you said, where you're in your country. So there's places where a white person might show up and then they're surrounded by black people and you're just showing hate and they're not privileged. Oh, you're privileged because you're in your own comfort zone or whatever.
Because you have home court advantage.
Exactly. So,
But then it depends. What do you like define privilege to be?
all right.
I think I get what you mean, but I think even like a white person here is treated different in Malawi is treated different than a black
I
person.
have
So they can still exercise. They still benefit wherever they go. They still benefit.
How many of you guys change your accents when you're talking to white people?
There you go. They still alter the room, bro. You're still trying to impress them. And I got the same. I heard the same argument where only a white person can benefit from racism. So if you're hating on a white person or whatever, it's not racism. It's bigotry or prejudice or whatever,
yeah.
some other term, but it's not racism.
I don't know.
But
I don't know where I
that's-
stand with it. I was just asking.
Yeah, this is also what I heard, and I think I was
Yeah.
leaning towards that argument that I think we can't be racist.
I don't know. I just feel like we should just be people.
I mean, we all do.
Yeah.
I think we gotta jump. I said, Mac, you gotta stop texting during the podcast. But also, we need to jump to the next topic. Buana.
Wow, bro. Okay. Yeah, this is. But I mean, shout out. Honestly, I think like what we're trying to do is.
Detour topic while you try to catch yourself.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about you're on a date or something,
Yeah,
and the other
this
person
is-
is always on their phone?
Yo,
How do we feel about
that? Shit
that?
irks me.
I hate that.
I hate
Yes.
that. I hate
How
that.
do you,
Someone
are you
take you on
someone who does that, Tanya?
Can someone take me on a date first? Then I can answer.
Past
I
experience.
ain't never been on a date before.
Okay, not
I'm
even.
joking.
No, maybe not a date, but I mean just
No, I'm
interacting with somebody.
joking. No, it's really not nice, and it's caused a lot of fights in my household. So now we have a rule that, like, when we go, if you go out for lunch together or whatever, we have to put our phones in the center of the table. First person to touch the phone pays the bill. My mom always
I
loses.
I saw a meme where they like there was a long ass table, like a bunch of men sitting around it, and then they had ordered a bunch of drinks, a bunch of food, and shit like that, and then they had a bucket with their phones in there, and they're like first person to like pick up their wife or first person whose wife is gonna call pays the bill. Right? And it's, I know, right? Because that's out of your control. It's like, what if
Yes.
she's just trying to call you to say, hey, the house is on fire? Yeah. And then you have to pay the bill. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think that if you're like on a one-on-one situation with someone, you should be on your phone at all.
But even if you're
you
like,
should
four
actually
people,
ask for
shouldn't just
permission.
Be one-on-one though.
Yeah.
I just feel like in general it's rude.
Yeah, I know, but like one-on-one is even worse because now like you're supposed to, you're giving each other the energy and attention. If we're in a room full of 4 people and you guys are talking about like some night that you guys had and I wasn't there, I'm allowed to be on my phone. I don't want to like pitch in on your story or not.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
I feel like you miss out because the fact that we're talking about it, we're reminiscing, but you could also find out like what happened,
Yeah.
and you learned something new about me that day. Let's say you
Yeah.
feel like, oh, Tanya's not the type of person to do A, B, C, D,
Yeah,
F,
yeah,
G,
yeah.
and then
That's-
we're
that-
chilling
yeah.
and we're chatting about something that happened. Then you're like, oh, damn, Tanya, that was you, really?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, there's
That's
so much
interesting.
you can gain from a conversation, even though you weren't there.
But look, let me just applaud the smartphone era because now that I'm able to avoid conversations that I don't want to have. I mean, that makes sense where it's like, you know, it's pretty interesting. I'm trying to find out a little more about someone. But what if I just don't care? I could pull out my phone and literally do other things because, and you guys will accept it because I just don't care. I don't have to sit into like this conversation that is just useless to my life. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, not
I
this
guess.
one, not this party. That the party we want ourselves is this one.
Oh, okay.
This is the party
I
that we
didn't know
want.
how to feel about that.
Calm down, calm down, calm down.
Okay. So one point is how does that work if like a bunch of people come to your house and you don't want to talk to them, but then are you just gonna ignore them? Also, and then my second thing is how do you feel about silence? Like now you're ignoring your phones, whatever, but now you both don't really have anything to say. How do you respect silence? Are you guys able to like, okay, we don't have anything to say, but that's cool. We're just gonna chill here for like a minute or something and just
I think
not say
it all
anything?
comes down to like what Max said, yeah, the energy. So we can have some like there's been dope moments, where
This is where Miko goes into bullshit mode because he's probably just like coming up with this shit.
speak,
anyway, yeah. I was
yeah.
gonna use an example. Like,
Yeah.
okay, when Akulu was driving us home, there'll be moments where like I'm out of shit to talk about, he's out of shit to talk about, but this girl put on some tunes, and it's like it's silence because we're not saying anything,
Yeah.
but like the music and maybe whatever we just talked about was dope, and then we just
Reflect.
so the energy in the car is dope, so we can accept the silence. But then there's some moments where, let's say, the music is whack,
Yeah.
and we didn't end things on a dope, note.
And you also don't know how to tell him the music is like.
Exactly. And the boss is like silent. So then you're like, hey, damn, what do I say now? So in that moment, that's when you're like you
Yeah, but also just
isn't there more pressure if it's a girl? Because if it's like it's just me, then it's like whatever, we're not talking. But if it's a girl, don't you feel like probably should
Can
be
I answer
spitting
that?
game? Go ahead.
all right. So those. Can you say that on the mic so we know it's real? Because I've been trying to pull out that narrative for a long time and people don't believe me.
That what? You don't know anything about girls?
Yeah.
Okay, so say what you had to say.
All right, so
on that
there was a time when like we had like you remember when we had like ground lines at home, right? Where when you're calling your crush, you call through 01, 10, you it's a proper ground line. And then that time, and also even when we just started getting phones and like Celtel and whatnot, there was, when you call and then there's that awkward silence, you always felt a need to fill up that space because it didn't make sense that you're so quiet, and that felt like you're lacking in game or something. But then now, as you grow up, and I don't know, now it's like I embrace the silence. It's like if we're able to sit in a room and we're silent for a while, that for me says a lot more than because I could talk all day, bro. Like, we could talk shit all day, but then it's really meaningful if we could be silent and still, embrace. That for me makes a lot of sense. Also, it's a good time to make out, but that's a story for another day.
Whoa, I don't even know how to say what I was about to say.
Just say what
But
you're
yeah,
gonna say.
like no, he confused me a little bit.
But they're making up.
Imagine, why would you throw that in there?
That makes sense.
Yo, nah. Okay, anyway, I was about to say the same thing. Like sometimes you can judge your chemistry with the person based on the comfort that you have in silence around each other. Because you like, if you end up with someone like dating somebody and you guys can just coexist and be comfortable coexisting, it's fine. And even if you're like, okay, now we're both on Instagram on our phones and we're chilling and we're kicking it, kind of like what Miko was saying, with your best friends and your mates, you have that chemistry, you get each other, you understand each other. Silences are rarely ever awkward, So even with like dating or whatever, I think it's the same thing. If you guys can have silences that are comfortable, then it shows that you guys have mad chemistry.
Fuck with that. Just for the record, I don't play white music. Just putting that there.
What?
He said he doesn't play whack music.
Whack music?
Yeah.
Nah, okay. I have an argument against that, but that's fine. But yeah. Yo, so I was just thinking about the ground line era, where now when the phone rings, it has to, whoever answers it, you have to be open and say, goody, yo, I'm looking for Tanya. And then I don't care if it's her mother, her pops, her brother, he still has to like be like, yo, Tanya, someone's on the phone for you. And that was like crazy, right?
You guys never used to set times?
I mean,
like at school, you're like, I'm going
I'll
home
call you
at
at 9:30,
but then,
but it's still crazy. Yeah, yeah.
And then the hand is chilling at the phone at 3:45.
Wait, you never did the course? The ground line? Oh my days!
Didn't you used to get scared when the bill would come and they'd ask you whose number is this that you?
No, we never got that.
You never got that.
I think we had like, I think the company was paying, so I don't think it was ever an issue.
Ooh, flex.
I know, right? But my only problem was I didn't have enough numbers to flex like that. I only probably had one or two. There was a time where I had a group of friends where we'd just call each other. And then the trick was when you call them, they pick up, you just blow in their ear. It's just like, and then they're like, oh shit, bro, you got me. And then they hung up and that's it. That's it.
You guys used to waste your parents' money. Honestly, what the hell
Well,
is
it
that?
was free. It was free. But anyway, yo, can we move on to like some more important shit? Okay. I feel like it's been way over an hour, bro.
Really?
How much time is it? What? 50.
Whoa.
All right, cool. So now I can do my silly topic. So I checked out this item where,
Bro. Nah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, do you really think that that's where it came from? That's the thing.
Nah.
Okay, fine. Where does the word alphabet come from?
I don't know.
Where's the bullshit button? Where's the bullshit button?
Nah, like, what do you mean? Like,
Just earn bullshit.
nah, bro. Like, first of all, bullshit points are called Curix.
What?
Just so you know. They're called Curix. There's a way to measure that shit. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but yeah. So I was driving. Yeah. All right. No, you know what? Fuck it. We're not talking about it. Tanya had a topic about being broke or underwear or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now you're on the spotlight. Let us know.
Whoa. Which topic
she's
did
been trying to pitch this topic all day, and now she's
No,
on
because
air,
you
and she's like, "What?
You mixed two topics in one, though.
No, but you had two potential topics.
No, the underwear thing,
Pick
I was
one.
literally just having bands.
Broke dates and underwear. Which one?
Miko, pick.
That could actually be a topic. Broke dates and underwear.
Broke dates and
underwear
underwear.
is
Both of them?
topic.
Let's try to do both of them. Let's try.
broke-
Let's do it. We have 15 minutes.
speed
Let's do
round.
both of them.
Yeah, so broke dates with no underwear. Wasn't that?
No.
Okay, I can make a topic out of that.
Alright, cool.
So Tanya started off by saying that, how do guys have the confidence to ask a girl out on a date when they're broke because things are gonna go wrong? She even gave an example of how some nigga tried to do a drive-through without any money and then they ran out of gas midway in the drive-through, things like that. But now imagine if the girl isn't wearing underwear because she's ready for action. How's that gonna go? Like, so does she change her mind midway? Because now niggas finally, like, she realizes that niggas broke.
Yeah, because she's dried up now.
What? No, let's hear that. What?
She's dried up now. If she was there ready for action, now it's,
Mm.
well, it depends how you handle the situation, actually. Because if you make her laugh throughout the whole thing,
Funny guy. Can't believe this
you
happened.
never know. Like, all things are salvageable. It just
So
matters.
does the
like,
broke guy wear underwear?
What?
That's what Dust asked me. That's what Dust asked me.
he said,
That's what he asked me. That's what,
All right, Dust, why are you so concerned about the broke guy's underwear? Does it?
Dust wants to know if the broke guy.
Nah. My question was, do you wear underwear on broke dates? Because we were trying to mix the two.
That's my point. That was my point.
The girl.
No, the girl.
Because not only
but the girl doesn't know what the situation is before she gets there.
So, depending on the situation, she may or may not wear underwear. Is what you're saying.
Because she's only not wearing underwear. Look, she's not wearing underwear if she knows that it's about to go down. That's what I'm thinking. But then she didn't know that dude's broke. But I think that she
For
should
the
get
record,
clues.
guys, I never once said that girls don't wear underwear because they know she's gonna go
Nah,
down.
I didn't
I'm
say
just
you
saying
said
that.
that.
I'm just making things
Well,
clear,
look,
you know?
and for the record, remember I don't know shit about girls.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, what I do know is, first of all, don't take your girl out to KFC. I think it's not the date land. And also, drive-through, come on. Okay, but Tanya said something smart about how you could play it out to be different. You could be a funny guy about it. I think I saw something where it's like, guy takes girl to KFC and then the girl's like, they go through the drive-through and then the girl's like, yeah, she's telling her friends that we didn't even have to go inside. My mind is so connected. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you play it out like that, like if you run out of gas and you're with a girl, play the connected card.
me tell
Make
you
some
what you
calls,
do.
get some gas delivered to you, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Like that works.
This is what you're supposed.
I'll
This
call
is
you.
what
But I
you're
say, yo,
supposed
get
to
me
do
some gas.
in the first place.
Borrow my car.
If you know that you broke, okay, and you want to go to KFC, right? Don't say let me take you to lunch. Start from the beginning when you're asking her on the date. Be like, yo, let's go for ice cream, and they walk.
What about just?
Do you get what I mean? Let's go take a stroll.
I think KFC
You-
works if it's like, yo, let me bring you lunch. Not
Yeah,
like KFC
exactly,
together.
exactly.
Let me be you. I like what's that? We talked about. Are you hungry? Huh? Text. Are you hungry?
Are you hungry?
Because I'm outside. They don't do
No, I
that.
think you have to limit like you expect what they can expect. Because if you say take me to lunch, I'm thinking something nice. But tell me I'm bringing you dunked wings. Okay, cool. That's in my head.
Would you like some chicken?
Let's walk to get some KFC from the get go. At least
Let's just make this clear, guys. This is what I do. If I'm broke, I'm not talking to any of my crushes. I'm not talking to any girl. I'm not. That's not. Come on. Let's not sell someone dreams.
But
here.
what if what
Just like-
Wants money, bro.
But what
No,
if you
don't,
what if
okay,
you
you can talk to them, you can text them, whatever, but don't try and meet. Come on.
Okay, what-
Why are you gonna-
No, I'm about to call you out. You said that the only point of texting is to meet. So what are you talking about? Anyway, and I already disagree.
Okay, anyways,
a
my
long
point
game.
is there's ways, if you broke on a specific day, there's ways to do things without money.
Yeah, but
You
then
get
there's
what I
also,
mean?
but what about like things that you never thought about? What's that called? Like, look, you still need
unforeseen circumstances or what? What are you talking
exactly. You still need some sort of cash. Like you need some petty
about? Yeah,
cash,
okay.
just in
let's
case
say,
something happens.
Okay, you have $5,000, right? What's the date?
You can borrow it.
What are you
Let's be
doing?
honest.
Let's say you have $5,000. What's the date? What you doing? What you saying? What's the
I
text?
have $5,000.
Yeah.
I'm buying credit and I'm giving you a call or something about a date that we'll have when I get a payment. I'm not meeting you with $5,000.
Hypothetically speaking, if you had $5,000 to, you see what I'm saying? Ice cream.
Ice cream for two won't even go over what, $3,000?
So let's say now you and Miko are going for the same girl. You and Miko are going for the same girl. You're playing like, nah, I need to have money. Miko's like what's the innovator guy or whatever. He's just got the $5,000. He's like, I'm gonna make the most of this. He shows her a good time.
Yeah.
Probably brings her to the studio. Like just dope time just with $5,000, and then you wanna. It's too late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, but what am I saying in the text while she's at that date?
Can I
I'm throwing
Okay,
jokes.
can I give you guys some advice also?
She's not on her phone because she's having a one-on-one.
Oh no, yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
right.
can I give you guys some advice as well?
Please, 'cause we know
single
nothing.
rose stem is 500 kwacha.
Nobody
from-
wants flowers. People
What?
want food.
What are
man.
you saying?
Yo, food versus flowers.
Nah, dude. I'm trying to put things out
She's
here.
a girl, not. She can't represent the whole.
I'm not
population of
representing.
females.
I'm just giving you guys ideas. Like if you fall on hard times,
Damn, that's rude, bro.
heavy.
Like,
I was just saying, if you have 500 kwacha, you can buy a rose and go take it to her work. And now everybody
It's a
is
gesture.
like, that's cute. And yes, like I just came to say hi.
playing it- you
You
playing
get
it
what I mean?
smart.
And then everyone else is like, oh my God, that's so cute. There's this guy who like thought of you and cherished you. And all it took was 500
and
kwacha
then there's
and the
another
fuel
guy who
or
like,
whatever.
sends champagne and then like a whole.
But ain't
bouquet.
nobody thinking to send champagne to our office yet.
No, as in there's competition. Like now it's you versus the guy who has
Either way.
the ammo.
I'm just saying, like, there's
Yeah, okay,
options.
yeah, I feel
There's
you, I feel you.
options.
You just give it your best shot. You know, you did your best.
Roll the dice.
Boss, yeah.
Just roll the dice and see what happens.
Ron Swanson.
Here's what I think about the competition thing. It's like it's not down to money at the end of the day, but that could play a factor. It could be. I mean, it's the thought, and also, let's just be clear here. I think that a lot of it also depends on how much money the girl has, because ideally, there's like girls with money that don't mind if the guy has money because they can still spoil themselves.
Yeah.
But then there's also girls with money that expect a certain type of lifestyle.
Lifestyle, yeah.
So now the guy has to match up to that budget so that he can provide that certain lifestyle. So just know yourself, know your person, but hey,
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
shoot your shot anytime. Yeah, whatever. With whatever little budget you have, try it. But yeah, shall we wrap up?
We forgot. So wrapping up, that means underwear on the date, right?
This guy.
Yeah.
This
That's
guy.
where that's where the women get.
Please wear underwear every day, every time, everywhere. Just new underwear.
underwear.
Just please.
But then there are times when the girl is like,
I'm not. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. The
you
new
are
and improved Akulu, the rebrand. Are you gonna do a picture where you kill this Akulu now? What are you gonna be?
Yeah,
now?
because he killed
it's the
Dweeb.
same guys. It's
Who's come back
just
for
me.
What? Oh yeah, that's what. When she's like,
I mean, you know, there are girls who say shit like that, where like, I wish I wore a dress and no underwear today because I didn't know I was gonna meet you. It was like some shit like that. You never heard that?
Atiku.
yeah, boy, on that bombshell.
Yeah.
That's horseshit. All right.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, like, yo, all right,
Hey,
wow. Woo! What a wow. But yeah, so Tanya, in case you missed it, Akulu just told us about how, like, there's. Yeah, do you want to say that again?
Hey, yo. He gotta say that again.
It's not that deep.
Hey, yo, he said some shit.
Yeah.
Not that, okay,
All right, no, you know what? She's going to listen back to this episode and she's going to find out.
Yeah.
All right. It's been fun, I think. Yeah, we've been trying to do under an hour. It's been fun. It's too much fun for us. So we're sorry. Eventually, we're gonna be so dope that you're gonna listen through the whole way. But thanks for listening till this far. Cheers. It's been a dope episode. We've been really busy, so I know we didn't upload last episode on YouTube. We're gonna do that. A bunch of Colors of the Mind episodes missing as well.
There's one that I put up on
Yeah, one's up today on a Friday, so you check it out.
tomorrow.
Sad Boy Lou tomorrow. Yeah, man.
T-Con next.
Cooking show. Apparently, we used to have a cooking show.
Yeah, apparently we used to have a cooking show, but it's coming up. It's coming up. So yeah, check out everything to do with Zaluso Arts. We have a T-shirt convention coming up. Woo, woo. Yeah,
This is where you put the bombs, the sirens, the gunshots,
everything, man, everything.
man.
We're really excited. It's
Gang.
a lot of people are like, look, we've been quiet on this events thing for a while because we know our events. You know what I mean? We know
we're
what
working
doing.
on something.
We do things differently. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're just trying to deliver the right events to you guys. We don't want you to come to Zaluso and have the same experience twice. We want it to be different, a whole new thing. This is our first 2-day event. Only 2,000 kwacha to come in. Please come both days because there's gonna be like different people presenting different things on the different days. Everything is all the announcements will come up this week. Check it out. Thanks for listening. And we're out.
We're out.
Yeah.
I haven't said that in a minute.
No. Which stage? Here.